Ladies and gentlemen, hello. Welcome to the October Q&A.
Yes.
This is the first month I've known what month it was.
This is the October monthly update.
Yes.
And it's also going to be the October Q&A. They're going to be one video again.
Yes.
Because this is going to be on YouTube
and Patreon.
For everybody.
Yes. So all of you can see it.
As a sample for what other things you might get if you're on our Patreon. For those of you that are not, this is a video we do on the first of every month to give some updates and answer some questions. So
clue you in on what we're doing.
For you.
What we're working on.
We will not be taking questions from the YouTube comments for November. It's just from Patreon, just so you guys know.
Yep. Just a little tease.
So we got some updates.
We do. We have some updates.
Check it
out.
Some
updates for you. Check it. Yeah, look.
Check it out.
Behold. This is real brick. This is no longer just a JPEG that we slap behind.
Yes.
All the cameras.
We've done some big studio updates.
Yes.
And the November update, we'll do a full tour because we're still doing some cleanup.
Yes.
But we're at a point where we can at least show some of it to you. Mm-hmm. I am so excited.
This is one of the new toys. It's in camera.
Oh,
in frame.
True.
So yeah. Shall we get this show on the road?
Yeah, the updates.
It is an October update video.
So
we have updates.
Yes, new studio.
Yes.
November we'll have the full tour, but just as a tease for what's to come.
We'll show you everything beyond the bounds of this rectangle.
Yes. So we've got that. We also have, this will be news for most people that are not part of our Patreon. We have a live meetup coming up.
We do.
It's short notice for the public, so I apologize. But that's, again, another bonus for being part of Patreon and knowing stuff's coming down the line. November 11th in Phoenix, Arizona. The info is here on screen for where that is at.
Behold.
We have some things planned, as you can see with those time slots. Mm-hmm. We will also have some merch available. So this is only if you are going to be going to this meetup and are picking up your merch. The Shopify store has reopened for in-person pickup only.
Yes.
There is a shirt, which I'll show the design now, that is exclusive to this meetup event. It will not be made available otherwise. So get your pre-order in now if you're going to the meetup to guarantee your size. In 2 weeks, that'll be closed. So if you have
get them while they're hot.
Yes, if you have not decided, if you haven't decided by then that you're going or that you want a shirt, we'll still have some available to purchase at the event, but to guarantee your size, I would pre-order it now. There's also the Cult of Nipsey hoodie.
Yes.
This is an early release, so while people can pick it up at the in-person event, it will be made available again in November on our 6th anniversary when the shop reopens worldwide. So don't panic on that. The hoodie will be available in a couple months.
The spores will spread as intended.
Yes. And finally, it is not on the shop yet. We will have some for pickup in November, but then they'll go on wide sale. Some boarding party beanies.
Scandal.
I can't show them to you because it has our new logo on it.
It sure will.
So those will be available to purchase. If you want to pre-order it, let me know, and we'll make a dummy SKU on Shopify to pre-purchase. But those are all, it's one size fits all. So I'm going to have a bunch there. You can buy it if you want, or you can wait. But again, that's only for in-person pickup. Do not panic. There will be some made available later, but this is just for people coming to the meetup so they can save on shipping, etc., etc.
It's easier all around.
Yes. So now you're looking at that meetup and you're seeing that episode 149 is going to be viewed live in person.
Yes.
So I will be there, Drew will be there, Devin will be there, and Tia will be there.
Yes.
So the 4 of us will be there doing merch, answering questions. We're going to do a game 2 reveal.
Yep. We're going to talk about as much of that as we can.
Yes.
Because there's... Yeah, I'll leave it at that.
Yes.
We'll talk about as much as we can.
But we're going to watch episode 149.
Yes.
And for the first time, we're going to reveal...
That is the penultimate episode of the Tater Tots campaign.
So...
It's a doozy.
It is the last stand, as they say.
It is the last actual session of the TOTS campaign.
Yeah.
There is one thing that will follow to tie everything up all nicely.
So just wanting to put it out there. So those of you that are coming,
if you're going to the live show, you have, as of right now, a month and a week to catch up.
Yes.
Because otherwise, spoilers abound.
Yeah.
So if you're on like session 30, Godspeed.
Yeah.
It's all very close, but I promise it's going to be very fun.
So all that being said, and this will answer again in the Q&A, we have officially wrapped the Tater Tots.
Yep.
We're done.
Yes.
We have been doing studio revamps.
In terms of recording, we have been building the studio for, a while. It's looking good. We're excited to show you when it's done.
Yes. And we will also have some talks about the Battle Spire. So for those of you in the public that may not be aware, on our Discord, previously with Sword and Shield, we had a gambit of battles where people could be gym leaders and you could battle them with their gimmicks to try to get their badge and become a champion by getting all the badges. We have totally revamped.
Yeah, we're gonna kind of redo it, rebuild it, make it a little bit cleaner, a little bit more structured. Because it was a little bit freeform, so it's gonna be a little bit better put together. We learned a bit, and we're ready to relaunch it.
Yeah, so we'll go over that at the meetup.
Yep, we'll go over it in the meetup, and then we'll probably, I imagine, in like the December update or something.
Yeah,
we'll give you a bulleted list.
Yes. So I think that's all we have for updates. It's a lot.
So. Yeah, a lot to take in.
And it's only I think the next 2 monthly updates are just going to get bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
And then they'll kind of taper off again. The December one,
it'll be normal.
It was going to be November, but then we realized it was like late November. So the December monthly update will be another direct video. Like
kind of what's coming for those of you in the YouTube audience. If you've ever seen like a Nintendo Direct style thing.
We did one of those for our first update. It was a test run for the December one because we're going big.
Yes.
So I'm excited for that.
Yes. Many exciting things to look forward to.
Q&A time.
Q&A. Qua.
So these are all from our Discord, from Patreon members. So our first question's from Volaneth, and then Trevor Tube also asked, is the release schedule for Game 2 going to change from what it was in Game 1?
Excellent question. Yes and no. And let me clarify. Thursday will remain a main session upload for Game 2. So you will get a core session that is numbered and sequential as it goes for the first 3 Thursdays of every month. The fourth one is going to be some degree of either one shot that is still canonical, or perhaps a deeper dive into an NPC with somebody playing that. I might not necessarily be running it. Joel or Devin may take the wheel for DMing. We might get some. That's where a lot of those guest star players will kind of come in, and just to deep dive a little bit more into some of the new NPCs, some of the new faces that we'll see. And people that might be important to the characters.
And that's something that we've discussed with you guys in the past in the Discord, where it might be a poll for you guys. Like, hey, when we went to this town for the first time, what NPC did you guys think was the coolest? Whatever one wins, they might get a backstory one-shot to flush them out.
Yeah.
So there will be, as Drew mentioned, just to reiterate, there will be a D&D session every Thursday still. Yep. But on the last Thursday of every month, it will be
something else.
Yes.
A little slice of life, a little je ne sais quoi, as they say.
Little world building.
Yep. Just to kind of build things out a little bit more, and also just to keep it fresh. Make sure that we have time to make everything as high quality as we can, but also to show off a little bit more of what we've been working on.
Yes.
We're very excited.
So some general kind of transitionary questions. Sam Kroll asked if we've finished recording the TOTS.
Yes.
We have.
We have officially finished recording the TOTS. I will not tell you when because I do not remember the date.
Yeah.
I don't Yeah. But yes, we are done. We are done. It is all done.
Yep.
On all accounts.
And
So
the next monthly update for you guys will have more details potentially, if not the one after that, on how the whole. I think it'll be the next one. How all the pearly gate stuff is going to work. Just
I will
preemptive primer.
Yes. So for the folks in the Discord, there will be a channel, and I will go into that more next month. For the folks on YouTube, I will explain it in the first Pearly Gates Q&A video that we do.
Yes.
I'll explain how it's going to work, and I'll redirect people to watch that so that we don't get a bunch of repeat comments for it. But those will be rampant spoilers abound, so if you are not caught up and you have Pearly Gates questions, tread there at your own risk. But that's more next month.
Yep.
We'll push that off for now.
Another question. This was in a previous update, but Ben and Jordan are not going to be joining us for Game 2.
Yes, for the YouTube audience, that may be new news. But they have elected to not return for Game 2 because the time commitment for Game 1 was pretty intense, and it's going to get more intense, which is kind of why we're shaking up the show structure a little bit and trying all this new stuff. It's just the amount of time and energy that has to go into the channel is more than they can spare. So we are choosing to respect that choice. We hope that you at home will do so and will continue to do so as well.
Yes. Question from Trevor Tube came in. Would we potentially see them as guest stars in some sessions?
I don't know. I am not a future seer, but to remove any obligation from anybody, I wouldn't count on it. But if it ever happened, treat it as a fun surprise.
And then Ravaven asking, will the Laris region be ending with Game 1?
Yes, we will be putting the Laris region to bed with the end of the TOTS game. I know we've talked about running War of the Architects, etc. That's a never say never thing. But right now our focus is on getting through to the end of Game 1, giving you guys the ending that you all deserve for sticking with us through these 6 years, and then launching into another great campaign, we hope. So yeah, I wouldn't count on the Laris region returning in any sort of long form content. If we did it, it would probably be another Ragnarok length series, so probably 20 episodes tops. But right now, we have kind of shelved that idea. So for now, anticipate that the end of the TOTS campaign will be the end of the Laris region, and I'll leave it at that.
Okay. I should have asked this question earlier when we were talking about the meetup, but Elder Squirtle was thinking if we had any thoughts yet on where we're going to be playing Pokemon Go afterwards, and we do have.
We have like one location that's pretty close.
Yeah, it's like
about a mile away.
Yep, and it's super cool. It's a train park.
It is a train park.
But we want to go scout it first for its Pokemon Go abilities.
We got to make sure that there's good Pokemon there and like some Pokestops and maybe a gym or 5.
We don't want to roll up and it's barren.
If there's like nothing there, we're just in a field. It's going to be a little awkward. So we're going to scope it out, and when we know if it's good or not, we'll let you guys know where we're going to be headed.
That's where we're thinking right now. So it's a cool place.
And they say it gets colder.
And then this is from Ginger. A couple housekeeping questions as far as a new Game 2 going, how we would be releasing it in terms of like Spotify and it being its own show. So
yeah.
Go ahead.
Have we touched on how we're going to do that at all? Of the different... There's going to be multiple versions of the show? Have we discussed that?
Not at length.
Okay.
Not really.
We will... I'm not going to ad-lib that. We will discuss that more in depth when we get to a point where that's going to start. We'll explain that. As for like how will you see the podcast version of the show, the same as you, if you're a Spotify listener, the same as you have through Game 1. There is a little box that we can click for like new season. So it's just going to roll right on through there. There might be a few road bumps on the way, but eventually we should have it to a point where there will now be like 3 playlists that you can go into. So you'll have game 1, you'll have Ragnarok, and you'll have game 2.
Yes. The other change, which I know some people will be super excited about, is we're going to be hosting the Still Rolling Post Show on Spotify as well. Spotify and Patreon are friends now. And we can upload video to Spotify so that you can still watch it on Patreon. You can watch it on Spotify, or you can just listen to it. You'll have to link your Patreon account to your Spotify account.
Yes.
But once you do that, you're good, and you can watch or listen to your preference all of the post shows after the sessions, which I think is really cool. It also helps us on the back end because we have our YouTube channel, like on our admin side, is just cluttered with.
It is all over the board
Yeah.
because the Still Rollings tend to get uploaded as soon as I finish editing the sessions, and then I have to render the sessions. So you'll see like 4 post shows, and then 6 sessions back goes live, and it's a mess.
Yeah.
But
and then Ginger
clean.
also asked if there are any details about the new characters that will be in game 2.
as soon as I get some more concrete details from the players, because I don't want to rush them. Wink, wink. But right now, no.
I was done.
Right now, there's nothing.
Maybe at the meetup, but
Yes, maybe at the meetup, maybe on the 11th. Maybe, just maybe, we'll be able to talk about some stuff.
but just a little bit.
We're not going to show, like, character teasers, I don't think.
Yeah,
Because that's... I don't know.
you'll know when you see
I want
it.
you guys to meet the characters organically.
Yeah.
I don't want to just talk them
Yeah.
at you, you know?
There's one of my favorite musicians of all time, Mark Hoppus of Blink-182, has famously or infamously said, depending on your opinion, he never wants to play a new song live for the first time on stage, because then there are people who experience that song through a terrible phone recording, and that's their first impression. So they never play it live until it's been released.
That's the way to do it.
Similar sentiment to this.
That's
you want to
good.
meet the characters organically, not in like a slide of info.
Yeah, I don't... If I just, like, vomit words at you describing characters, it's not going to be very interesting.
It's not going to be as fun.
Yeah. I mean, it would... I'd say that wrong. It would be interesting, but it would not be entertaining.
Yeah. So the last thing before this one ends is some people on YouTube, not even in Discord, but on YouTube, have been asking questions and going back to a little community post that we made 9 months ago.
It's about time.
It's got some silhouettes on it.
Sure does.
And we were like, oh, check out this cool new idea.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And then we buried it.
Yes. On purpose.
Yeah.
It has not been forgotten.
No, not at all.
It snowballed
Yeah.
and has become a whole new thing. So
Yes.
nothing else to share on that right now, maybe on November 11th. But for those of you that are part of the Patreon, I challenge you
Oh,
to go back and watch the first monthly update, the direct.
because nobody has seen it.
Nobody has found it.
I mean, yeah, nobody has found it. People have seen it. You
Yes.
guys watched it. You were very lovely.
Yes.
But nobody has found.
Let me put it this way.
Yeah.
The silhouette is de-silhouetted somewhere.
Uh-huh. It is reloetted.
So no one caught it.
No.
Good luck out
To
there.
be fair, I didn't catch it.
Yeah.
Until he goes, "Did you see it?" And I went, "What?" It's in there, though.
good.
I promise.
It's good.
It's there.
So
No
that,
digging. Good
that
luck.
is the end of this update and Q&A.
Yes.
Just to reiterate for those that are not on our Patreon, every month on the 1st we do an update that's just here's what's going on, here's the changes that we're making, and that is available for everyone at all tiers, the $1 tier and any tier at all. And then we have the Q&A video, which we've seen in this, where we take questions from the Discord. That is only for the Cool Trainer $5 tier, and that also comes out on the 1st as well. So they're typically 2 different videos, but for this, just as a sample for you guys, and also some awareness of the event, the changes we
Yeah,
got
the
going
stuff that's
on.
coming up. Because if you're just if you're just watching on YouTube, having a good time, living your life, and then suddenly everything shifts, you're gonna be like, Wait a minute.
And to give you an opportunity to join us as well on the 11th, please do so. The Shopify store does have a registration page where you can go in. It's totally free to come out here, but you can put in your name, your Discord or YouTube name, so people know who you are relative to, and then you'll get a little badge when you show up to have that information. And we look forward to meeting you guys.
Yeah,
and
it's gonna be super cool.
Sharing stuff that we have been dying to share.
Yes.
And having a great time. So that's it for this one. We'll see you guys in the November update.
Yeah.
And then very shortly after in person for those of you that come.
It's going to be crazy.
Yeah.
Holy cow. Well,
Thanks,
all right.
Everybody.
Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for listening to this update. And we'll see you.
Adios.